Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Gananaham Tva Ganapatigum Havamahe Kavim Kavinamupamashravastamam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspatana Shanmannutibis Sidasadanam Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Shruti Spruti Purananamalayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram Sadashivashamaramba Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Parjantam Vande Sri Guru Paramparam Om Shri Shankaracharya Swamine Namaha Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Punattu Sahavityam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vidvishavahai Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om. Yeah, you can call out name Kanjanaban.
Yes, Mahoday. Banu Rekha Bhagini.
Yes. Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha Atha Pratamodhyayah Arjuna Vishada Yogaha Yetana Hantumichami Gnatopi Madhusudana Api Trailokya Rajyasya Hetoho kinnu mahi krite.
The hetoh kim. There's no need of hetoho. Hetoh kinnu mahi kriti. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good.
R. Vijayalakshmi Bhagini.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Nihatya dardharashtranaha ka pritisya janatana papameva shrayo tasman hatvaidana tatayinaha.
Good, very good.
Lakshmi BV Bhagini.
Yes, Bhagini. Tasmanarha vayam hantum Tatarashtran swabandhavan Swajanam hi kadam hatva Sukhinasyama madhava.
Very good.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
Yedyepyate na pashyanti Lohopahat chetasaha Kulakshaya kritan dosham Mitradrohe cha patakam.
In this case, yadyap yete na pashyanti lobo pahata chetasa. Okay, yadyap yete. Okay.
Yedyapyete.
Yes. I think we'll now go to the new class for today. We'll do only one round of recitals in the class, just to recap as to which all slokas that we had done the previous day. And I'm sure with the practice session that you're all having, you'll be able to master all these slokas very well. Okay. The sloka number 38 and 39 are the meaning is together. So I'll just talk about the meaning of this and then go to the next one so that there'll be a continuity in the meaning. So yadyap etena pashyanti lobo pahata chetasaha. The hearts of the Dhritarashtra's or Duryodanas are filled with greed. Even now, Arjuna does not look at Duryodhana as a bad person. He does not look at Duryodhana as bad. He only says that the greed in the heart of Duryodhana is bad. And these people are not looking at it because of the greed. They are not looking at the destruction that is going to be there for the families, destruction that is going to be there for the clan of entire Kuru dynasty, the kind of distrust they are bringing with their own friends, which is all going to be sin and also going to earn papas. So why these people are not able to see is because their heart is filled with greed. So he says that they are not able to see because they are not having the right kind of glasses. They have got tinted glasses with which they are seeing, and they are not seeing all these kinds of things that should not happen is happening over here. Okay, now we'll go to the next sloka.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Ram sir.
Ram Ram. Katanna
Katanna
Nyeyam
Nyeyam
Asmabihi
Asmabihi
Nyeyamasmabihi
Nyeyamasmabihi
Katanna Nyeyamasmabihi
Katannayeyamasmabihi
Apad
Papa
Papat
okay Papat
Asman
Asman
Nivartitum
Nivartitum
Asman Nivartitum
Asman Nivartitum
Papadasman Nivartitum
Papadasman Nivartitum
Katanna Nyeyamasmabihi Papadasman Nivartitum
Katannayeyamasmabihi Papadasman Nivartitum Kadannayeyamasmabihi Papadasman Nivartitum.
Very good. Next.
Hariharan Mahodaya.
Hari Om sir.
Hari Om. Kulakshayakrutam
Kulatshayakritam
Dosham
dosham
Kulakshayakritam Dosham
Kulatshayakritam dosham
Prapashyadbihi
prapashyadbihi
Janardana
janardana
Prapashyadbirjanardana
prapashyadbirjanardana
Kulakshayakritam Dosham Prapashyadbirjanardana
Kulatshayakritam dosham prabhakshayadbirjanardana
Prapashyadbirjanardana
prabhakshayadbirjanardana kulatshayakritam dosham prabhakshayadbirjanardana prapashyadbirjanardana Kshayakritam dosham prabhakshayadbirjanardana
Prapashyadbihi despite seeing Nartham. Prapashyadbihi despite seeing. Prapashyadbihi. Pashya is always no seeing.
Okay.
Prapashyadbihi in this case it comes as despite seeing.
Despite seeing.
Prapashyadbihi.
Prapashyadbihi janardana.
Yes. Just repeat once again the last line.
Prapashyadbirjanardana.
Very good.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini.
Namaskar Swami.
Namaskaram. Katannayeyamasmabihi
कतन्नयेयमस्माभिः
Apadasman
पापादस्मान्निवर्तितुम्
Katannayeyamasmabihi Papadasman
कतन्नयेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान्निवर्तितुम् कतन्नयेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान्निवर्तितुम्.
Yes.
K. Lalita Bhagini. Yes, madam.
Kulakshaya Kritan Dosham.
Kulakshaya Kritan Dosham. Kulakshaya Kritan Dosham.
In Sanskrit, Kshaya means destruction. Okay. Kula Kshaya means destroying the clan, destroying the family, destroying the Kula. So Kula Kshaya, Kula Kshaya. Okay.
Kulakshaya Kritan Dosham.
Correct. Kula Kshaya Kritan Dosham. Very good. Prapashyad Bir Janardana.
Prapasyadbhir Janardana. Prapasyadbhir Janardana.
Ir should come there. Prapashyad Bir Janardana.
Prapasyadbhir Janardana.
Correct.
Prapasyadbhir Janardana.
Kulakshaya Kritan Dosham. Prapashyad Bir Janardana.
Kulakshaya Kritan Dosham. Prapasyadbhir Janardana. Kulakshaya Kritan Dosham. Prapasyadbhir Janardana.
Very good. Next.
Lalita Ramachandran Bhagini.
Yes, Mahoday.
Katannayeyamasmabihi pabadasman nivartitum.
Katannayeyamasmabihi पापादस्मान् निवर्तितुम् कथन्नेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मान् निवर्तितुम्.
Very good. Next.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Kulakshaya Kritan Dosham Prapashyadbhir Janardana.
Kulakshayakrutam dosham prapashyadbhirjanardana. Kulakshayakrutam dosham prapashyadbhirjanardana.
Very good. Next.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
Chant the two lines and you chant it slowly once after that. Katannayeyamasmabihi pabadasman nivartitum kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyadbir janardana.
Tadannajneyam pavadasmanivartidum kulakshayakritam dosham prapashyadbhirjanardana.
Very good. Next.
Sharada Rajan Bhagini.
Yes, Mahodaya.
Katannayeyamasmabihi pavadasman nivartitum kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyadbhir janardana.
कथन्नयेयमस्माभिः पापादस्मानिवर्तितुम् कुलक्षयकृतं दोषं प्रपश्यद्भिर्जनार्दन.
Very good. Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
Yeah, can you chant the two lines together slowly once?
Yes, Mahodaya. Katannayeyamasmabihi papadasmanivartitum kulakshayakritam dosham prapashyadbhirjanardana.
Very good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Yeah, read, chant the two lines together.
Namaste, Bhagini.
Namaste.
Kathannajneyyamasmabihi papadasman nivartitum kulakshayakritam dosham papa prapashyadbhirjanardana.
Very good. Next.
Vaishnavi Sundar Bhagini.
Hari Om.
Very good. Go ahead. Once you chant the two lines.
Okay. Katham nanyeyamashmabihi papadashmanivartitum kulakshayakritam dosham Prabhashyatpirjanardana.
Good. Only thing is, I heard instead of is, I heard slight ish. I do not know whether you are following Sanskrit Tamil text.
Okay, okay.
It is Paba Dasman, Asmabihi. I heard it Ashmabihi. The slight ish was there. You may just take a note of that. Okay. I think you all chanted well. So, as I told you, this shloka is in continuation of the previous shloka. The previous shloka, they said that, I am repeating it again, they said that because of the greed, Duryodanas are not able to see that they are creating a destruction of the entire clan and also doing lot of mistrust they are creating within the friends also. And they are earning lot of sins. So now in this shloka, he has pointed out to Duryodanas. Now Arjuna thinks, okay, from our side, what is that? Kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyad bihi. We are ourselves able to see, he's telling Krishna, Janardana, we are ourselves able to see Kulakshaya kritam, the destruction of the clan, whatever we are doing, dosham, the sin that is being caused by destroying the entire kulas, everybody, all the families, entire clan. We are able to see it, tapashyad bihi, Janardana. So we are seeing it. Then Papad Asman, we are going to earn Papa. Then Katam Nyayam Asmabihi, then why are we not considering that we come out of doing this Papa? He is now wanting to resign. Why should it not think that we should not be doing this Papa? And why should we not take a decision of we walking out from the war? In the first shloka, he said that those people are fighting without knowing the consequences of the war. But here he is telling that we know that it is going to create all these kinds of things. We are all going to get Papa. In order to not to get Papa and get out of the Papa, why not we start thinking, why should we fight this war? That is the thinking process now for Arjuna. Arjuna is now finding every opportunity of convincing Lord Krishna that we have to walk away from the war. So this is another perspective he is now providing to Lord Krishna. Why should we not be thinking that we are creating Papa and other things? Why not we walk out of the war? Asman nivartitum. Nivartitum is a kind of solution. Solution is to just walk away from there. Okay, next.
Sai Lakshmi Bagini.
Namaste Mahadev.
Namaste. Kulakshaye pranashyanti.
Kulakshaye pranashyanti. Kulakshaye pranashyanti.
Kuladharma sanatanaha.
Kuladharma sanatanaha. Kuladharma sanatanaha.
Sanatanaha.
Sanatanaha. Sanatanaha.
Kulakshaye pranashyanti. Kuladharma sanatanaha.
Kulakshaye pranashyanti. Kuladharma sanatanaha. Kulakshaye pranashyanti. Kuladharma sanatanaha.
Good. Next.
Leena Mehul Dama Bagini.
Yes, ma'am.
Dharme nashte kulam kritsnam.
Dharme nashte kulam krutsnam. Dharme nashte kulam krutsnam.
Adharmo adharmaha.
Adharmaha. Adharmaha.
Abhibhavatyutaha.
Abhibhavatyutaha.
Adharmaha abhibhavatyuta.
Adharma abhibhavatyutaha.
No yutaha. Adharmo bhibhavatyuta.
Adharmo bhibhavatyuta. Adharmo bhibhavatyuta.
Dharme nashte kulam kritsnam. Adharmo bhibhavatyuta.
Dharme nashte kulam krutsnam. Adharmo bhibhavatyuta. Dharme nashte kulam krutsnam. Adharmo bhibhavatyuta.
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhat Bagini.
भगिनि
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति
कुलधर्माः सनातनाः
कुलधर्माः सनातनः कुलधर्माः सनातनः
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः
Good. Next.
टीवी ललिता भगिनी ललिता टीवी भगिनी शरद चवन महोदय
धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम्
धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नं धर्मे नष्टे कुलस्कृत्स्नं
कुलं कृत्स्नम्
कुलं कृत्स्नं
कृत्स्नम् correct.
धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नं
अधर्मो विभवत्युत
अधर्मोऽभिभवत्युतः
No, अधर्मो विभवत्युत. That's all.
अधर्मो अभिभवत्युतः.
Don't say abhibhav. When you are chanting together, you say adharmo bibhavatyuta.
अधर्मो भवत्युतः.
Mutah. Adharmo bibhavatyuta.
अधर्मो भवत्युतः.
Now, once dharme nashte
कुलकृत्स्नम् अधर्मो भवत्युतः.
No tah. Only adharmo bibhavatyuta.
अधर्मो भवत्युतः.
No tah. Just tah.
Okay, there's no kutyuta.
Yeah. Repeat again the entire line.
धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मो भवत्युत.
Bibhavatyuta.
भवत्युत. Not
That's
her.
all. Okay. Next.
भानुरेखा भगिनी
Yes.
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः.
Very good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी आर भगिनी
नमस्ते महोदय.
धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मो विभवत्युत.
धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मो विभवत्युत. धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मो विभवत्युत.
Very good. Next.
राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी राजेश्वरी शिवशंकर भगिनी
Yeah. कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः
कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः कुलक्षये प्रणश्यन्ति कुलधर्माः सनातनाः सनातनाः.
Very good. Next.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी
धर्मे नष्टे कुलं कृत्स्नम् अधर्मो विभवत्युत.
Yes, ma'am.
You are there?
Dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo vibhavatyuta dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo vibhavatyuta.
Very good. Next.
Is there any disturbance, sir?
No, there is some kind of a disturbance in the background. Only in your chanting, we get that background. I think it's electronic problem, either with the
Yes,
instrument
ma'am.
or with your connectivity there.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Namaste, ji.
Namaste. Can you chant I'll chant the 2 lines once. You also chant it once. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo vibhavatyuta.
Kulakshaye kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishna adharmo bhavatyuta.
Very good.
Kulakshaye pranashyanti.
Once is sufficient. Yeah. Next,
Is it okay, sir?
BV Lakshmi Bagini.
chant the 2 lines once, please.
Yes, please. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam kritsnam adharmo vibhavatyuta.
Good. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bagini.
Yes, sir. Kulakshaye pranashyanti kuladharma sanatanaha dharme nashte kulam krishnam adharmo vibhavatyuta.
Very good. I think all of you chanted well. So we'll go to this Shloka also. How Arjuna is thinking, he feels that when people fight, the same clan people, they fight against one another, then what happens is Kulakshaya. Kula, the entire clan is going to get destroyed. If that is getting destroyed, pranashyanti, kuladharmaha sanatanaha pranashyanti. If you look at that way, dharma, if it has got to be protected, we require dharmi. Dharmis are the one who follows the dharma. So if dharma has to be protected, then dharmis have to be also protected. So what is now happening is that if all the people belonging to Duryodanas and Dhritarashtra, Duryodanas and also Pandavas, and also neighboring kingdoms, many people have participated in the war, if all of them are going to get killed in this particular war, what happens is that there has been age-long practice, practices that have been followed for ages, father to grandfather to son to his son, then it goes on. If you look at every one of our families, we have got some kind of practice. We say that this is the way my grandfather was doing, that is what I am also doing. So we have got that kind of practice that has been going on from years and years. That's called Sanatanaha. Sanatanaha means for time immemorial. In Tamil, we can say Tondru Tottu. Tondru Tottu idella follow pannirukkom. We have been following it for ages. 300 years ago, 500 years ago, this is the way things have been going on and on and on in terms of things. Then if you look at dharma, there are different kinds of practices in the family. There are different types of practices based on one's religion. The dharmas may be the way you get marriage, marriages, how do you perform, then how do you do various other samskaras in the house. So every house has got their own thing. Supposing if you look at Tamil wedding, there can be some way of doing that wedding. If you look at some North Indian wedding, most of the practices will be same, but there are some practices are different, but that has been coming from ages. So what is happening now is that if the kind of practices that have been followed, the dharmas that have been followed for ages, in case all the dharmis who have been following that are going to get killed, then what happens is the dharma also gets killed. So dharma is also going to get lost. So once the dharma is dharme nashte, once all these kinds of dharma or practices of people are all totally thrown out, kulam krishnam, the entire practices and the dynasties will become krishnam. It will become totally empty, zero. Once the dharma is all totally becoming zero, adharma abhibhavat yutaha, then adharma will start coming up. Now, if you look at that way, 3,000, 5,000, if you look at that way, the shloka which has been now made, which we are now seeing, is around 5,000 years old shloka. That time, this is the kind of discussion that was taking place in Arjuna and Krishna. Look at the kind of maturity of these people. Then subsequently, you would have seen that we had a Greek civilization. Today, that civilization is not there. The Mesopotamian civilization is not there. Palestine around 70 years back was a different kind of country. It was having a lot of Jews, a lot of Christians. Today, Palestine is a different kind of country. It is occupied by Muslims. The entire practices have been changed. Today also, if you look at last 50 years, even in our own Hindu culture, you might be aware that 50 years back, a Hindu boy or a Hindu girl should always have some kind of representation. Either they put some sindoor or they put some tilakanda, but now that dharma is now slowly fading away. So look at that way, those kinds of things are happening slowly. But the dharmis are going to be destroyed in a kind of war, whole-scale destruction of the people, which is what many of the other communities are desiring, that they want to wipe out all the people and then they want to have a new kind of dharma in the country. That is what everybody is trying now. So he was able to envisage that if this is the war that is going to kill away all the people who are following dharma, then the entire dharma is gone, and then adharma abhivatyudaha. Today also, I am just making a very, a discrete statement. I'm sure all of you will be able to understand what is happening. And when you say kulakshayam, kuladharma, we say kulakshaya and kuladharma is being compromised, you will find that lot of marriages are taking place today which are not as per dharmic. Somebody is marrying somebody, and then the practices that they are doing after another 2 generations is totally different. People are going to US and then they are getting married to some other culture. Dharma is slowly fading away. What our parents are doing and what we are doing, it is all slowly fading away. That is because of the transition of the time. But this one, what Arjuna is telling is that all the dharmis are gone and dharma is going to get totally destroyed. So that is what is the kind of feeling that he is now getting, that if dharmis are not there, how the dharma will be able to be sustained. So he is now thinking that this particular war is going to destroy the Sanatana Dharma of the practices that was there 5,000 years back itself. He was telling, if we have this war and we start destroying one another, we start losing on all the great values that we have in our own Dharma. So that is the kind of feeling that Arjuna is having at this point in time. That's the kind of grief he is getting at this point in time. This chapter itself is called as Arjuna Vishada Yoga, which means Arjuna's grief. So he is having so much of sorrow and grief in his heart when he is looking at all these kinds of things happening. And now he is talking about dharma getting destroyed in this particular war. Though we call it as a dharma war, in Arjuna's view, this particular thing is going to wipe away the dharma and practices of the entire people and the clan. Okay, next.
Hariharan Mahodaya.
Hari Om, sir.
Adharma bibhavat Krishna.
Adharma bibhavat Krishna. Adharma bibhavat Krishna.
Pradushyanti kulastriyah.
Pradushyanti kulastriyah. Pradushyanti kulastriyah.
Adharma bibhavat Krishna. Pradushyanti kulastriyah.
Adharma bibhavat Krishna. Pradushyanti kulastriyah. Adharma bibhavat Krishna. Pradushyanti kulastriyah.
Next.
Meena Prakash Bhagini.
Repeat the same line, sir.
No, next line. Strishu dushtasu vashneya.
Strishu dushtasu vashneya.
Repeat again.
Okay. Strishu dushtasu vashneya. It is vashneya, yeah?
Vashneya. Lord Krishna is from Vishnu Kulam. So he has got another name called Vashneya.
Can you pronounce it one more time? Vashneya.
Vashneya. Varsney. Vashne.
Okay. Strishu dushtasu vashneya.
Very good. Once again.
Strishu dushtasu vashneya.
Jayate varna sankaraha.
जायते वर्णसङ्करः जायते वर्णसङ्करः
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वाष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः.
Very good. Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय.
नमस्ते.
नमस्ते. अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण
प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः
प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः.
Good. Next.
शारदा राजन् भगिनी.
Yes, Bhagini.
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वाष्णेय
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय
जायते वर्णसङ्करः
जायते वर्णसङ्करः जायते वर्णसङ्करः
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वाष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः.
Good. Next.
ललिता रामचन्द्रन् भगिनी.
Yes, Maude.
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः.
Good. Next.
वैष्णवी सुन्दर भगिनी.
Yes, Bhagini.
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वाष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः
स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः.
Good. Next.
कृष्ण पावनी भगिनी.
Chant the two lines, chant it slowly once, okay?
Yes, Bhagini.
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वाष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः.
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्ण प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णशङ्करः.
Okay, next.
अनुपमा भट्ट भगिनी.
Chant the two lines slowly once.
अधर्माभिभवात् कृष्णा प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः.
Lalita Ramachandran, you may have to mute your line. Okay, next please.
श्रीमती भगिनी.
Yes, Mother.
Yeah, chant two lines together once.
Adharmabhibhavat Krishna
प्रदुष्यन्ति कुलस्त्रियः स्त्रीषु दुष्टासु वार्ष्णेय जायते वर्णसङ्करः.
Next.
Sai Lakshmi Bagini.
Yes, ma'am. Adharma vibhavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyah strishu dushtashu varsheya jayate varna sankaraha.
Ashneya dushtasu. Okay.
Strishu dushtashu suvarsheya jayate varna shankaraha.
Not Varsheya, Varshne.
Varshneya.
Varshne. Varshne.
Varshneya jayate varna shankaraha.
Varna sankaraha.
Varna sankaraha.
Okay, next.
Raja Lakshmi Bagini.
Yes, sir. Adharma vibhavat Krishna pradushyanti kulastriyah strishu dushtasu varsheya jayate varna sankaraha.
Very good. Okay, we'll go to the meaning of this. So the other worry that Arjuna is having at this point is Adharma Bibhavat Krishna. In case Dharma is getting lost because of dharmis are being killed in the war, then Adharma starts coming up. Adharma Bibhavat Krishna. When Adharma starts taking over, then what happens is that responsibility of a society, responsibility of the male members, especially in the earlier, those days, Vedic time, etc., even now also, responsibility of protecting the women folks is all with the men. They have to ensure that Kulastriyaham is the household women, household girls, babies, all of them should be properly protected. Because even in a very good society, there are certain things that may happen which will be creating some trouble for the women folk. So the responsibility of the men folk, responsibility of Raja Paripalanam, responsibility of the district administration, all these things are primarily to ensure that the women folks are properly protected. Now, what is happening is that if all the men folks are getting killed, and then there's adharma coming up in the entire area of the Astinapura and all these places, then what happens? The women folks will be in deep trouble. I'm sure you will be able to understand what I'm telling. So the thing is that they will be absolutely finding it difficult to maintain and manage their own safety and their proper lives. So they will be forced to lose the values of what they were supposed. They were preserving a lot of values along with their families. But unfortunately, because of this adharma being coming up, they will be totally in a very distressful situation that they are not able to maintain the standards that were expected out of the women folks. Then Srishu Dushtasu, they get into some not proper values. The value system starts falling for the women folks. Vashneya, Lord Krishna. Then what happens is that because there are not much of men folk, most of them have been killed. What happens is that with available men folk, marriages have to take place. Then there has to be Varna Sankaraha. Varna Sankaraha means the general thing is that in those days we had 4 Varnas. You are aware of that. We used to have Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudras. These Varnas were created not with the intention of creating a kind of society, kind of, I am big, you are small, like that. No. It was all created primarily based on their capabilities. Somebody says that I am not very capable of thinking and doing things, and let me do all the household work. You give me work, I will do it. So those kinds of Varna were called as Shudras. It is not that they were inferior, because they do not want to exercise their mind, they do not want to go for a war, they don't know how to do a business because they were not having the business acumen. They were told, okay, we'll give you a job, you have to do this work and all only in a place, you have to clean that, you have to do that, you have to clean the floor, you have to construct something, those kinds of work is all given to them, and they were all called as Shudras. The people who had a lot of capability for learning, they were able to learn the text, they were able to learn languages, they were able to assimilate knowledge and then transfer it to other people. Those people were classified as Brahmins, and they were told that you will become acharyas and other people who will be able to tell the people what is dharma, how things are to be done. In all the Hindu culture, you will find that primarily the rules and regulations were all given by acharyas and rishis, like Vishwamitra and Vasishtha. They were the ones who were telling Rama what is to be done. Rama will always consult Vishwamitra, or he will also consult Gautama. He was also consulting Yajnavalkya. So they were thinking that these people are very learned people. These are the people who should advise us. They have to, these, like the Prime Minister's office having some of the best of IAS officers and best of civil services people. Brahmins were considered to be the people who know the things, Niti, very well, and they'll be able to help in terms of thinking for the good of everybody. So these people were all called as Brahmins because they had the capability of reading, capability of assimilating, capability of communicating, capability of planning, strategizing, etc. So those bunch of people were called as Brahmins. There were some more people who were capable of doing very good body work and all. They were wanting to always go for fight, interested in kinds of martial warfare. So those people were used for waging war, putting them in the war front. So those people were all primarily the ones who were Kshatriyas. And some of them were capable of doing business. They'll do some growing of rice, and then they'll do bartering of the rice. All those kinds of things they will do. They will create the wealth, and then they will manage the wealth for this sustenance of all the other dharma people, varna people. They were all Vaishyas. So this was not just because I am big, you are small. No. The society had a need for all these four varnas to sustain the comfortable living of everybody else. A Brahmin cannot live without the support of a Kshatriya because Kshatriya only protects them from the war. He requires some assistance, so Shudras were supposed to provide the assistance in terms of physical work. Then we have to have somebody who is going to sell rice and wheat and do all those kinds of things. Then they were having these Vaisyas. So it is only a kind of society, the responsibility was divided. It is not that somebody was good, somebody was bad. But what was happening was that every Varna had their own Dharma. They were all following certain sets of rules and regulations. So now, in case all the men folks are going to get destroyed and the availability of men folks are going to be very, very less, then the women will be forced to marry somebody from some other community, some other caste. Then what happens is that the entire thing is going to mess up the social fabric, social architecture that was there to sustain a growing economy. So this is the other worry that he is having. That is, somebody from some caste marrying some other caste, and then he says that I'll eat only fish in the house. This fellow will say, no, I will not have food without having a bath and without having ghee and without doing Parseshna. And they both get married. There'll be a problem. I'm sure most of you will relate to what I'm telling now. So Arjuna was telling this is what is going to happen. Varna Sankara, it's all going to create a big mix-up of the various Varnas, and this is all going to create a problem for the women folk, and it's all, our entire Dharma is all going to get totally eradicated. The Vedas will go away, the teachings of the Rishis will go away, everything will go away, and what do we do? So this is what he is now worried, that the adharma will start picking up in the entire thing, and women folk will become very, very vulnerable and gullible, where all these kinds of things will happen, and then slowly after the children they are born, they will not be able to follow either of the kind of varnas. Whether they have to be a Christian or a Hindu, they don't know. They are confused. So then they follow nothing. Then the entire dharmas go away. Like today, we don't have Greek civilization, gone. You don't have Mesopotamian civilization, gone. You don't have many civilizations which were existing those days. Roman civilization was there. All those civilizations which are flourishing once upon a time in the history of the world, all those things have gone. And we have to be extremely happy that our civilization is surviving. Our civilization, because we survive only because of our own Sanatana Dharma, which is we look at everybody as our own. You will see all those things in the Bhagavad Gita in the coming chapters. Sanatana Dharma is such a powerful thing. It's a way of living for a human being. It is not going to be telling you a set of rules. It is only telling you, you do this kind of a thing. So Sanatana Dharma, because it is a way of life, it is able to sustain all these years, rather than a religious thing where it teaches you do it, you do this, you do that, and people blindly follow and then get into very destructive behavior things. So this is the next worry that Arjuna is having, that adharma vibhavat krishna pradushyanti kulastriyaha srishu dushtasu vashneya jayate varna sankaraha. So he is getting into all these kinds of worries. He feels that dharma is going to get destroyed. And another important thing is that in the earlier shlokas, he was talking about killing his own people. That is the kind of drishta. He will be able to see all these things happening in front of him in the war field. That's called drishta phala. Just because by fighting, that is going to happen. All these things, whatever he is talking, is adrishta bala. Your karma has been performed, and you do not know that you are not able to see what is the pala of this, because the pala of fighting that war in the future is going to be like this. Adrishta, that's what is called adrishta. It's going to happen sometime in the future when I may be there or may not be there. So it's called adrishta pala. So he is looking at it from drishta, what is going to happen immediately. Also adrishta, which is going to happen in the far-sighted, what all things that may be happen. And now he is talking about adrishta. These are the things that is going to happen. Okay, next.
Hey Lalita Bagini.
Yes, madam.
Yeah. Sankaro narakayaiva.
Sankaro narakayaiva. Sankaro narakayaiva.
Kulagnanam kulasya cha.
Kulagnanam kulasya cha. Kulagnanam kulasya cha.
Sankaro narakayaiva. Kulagnanam kulasya cha.
Sankaro narakayaiva. Kulagnanam kulasya cha. Sankaro narakayaiva. Kulagnanam kulasya cha.
Okay, next.
Leena Mehuldama Bagini.
Patanti pitaro hyesham.
Patanti pitaro yesham. Patanti pitaro yesham.
Lupta pindoda kriyaha.
Lupta pindoda kriyaha. Lupta pindoda kriyaha.
Patanti pitaro hyesham. Lupta pindoda kriyaha.
Patanti pitaro yesham. Lupta pindoda kriyaha. Patanti pitaro yesham. Lupta pindoda kriyaha.
Good. Next.
TV Lalita Bagini.
Yes, ma'am.
Sankaro narakayaiva.
Sankaro narakayaiva. Sankaro narakayaiva.
Kulagnanam kulasya cha.
Kulagnanam kulasya cha. Kulagnanam kulasya cha.
Sankaro narakayaiva. Kulagnanam kulasya cha.
Sankaro narakayaiva. Kulagnanam kulasya cha. Sankaro narakayaiva. Kulagnanam kulasya cha.
Good. Next.
Meena Prakash Bagini. Meena Prakash Bagini.
Patanti pitaro hyesham.
Patanti pitaro hyesham. Patanti pitaro hyesham.
Lupta pindoda kriyaha.
Lupta pindoda kriyaha. Lupta pindoda kriyaha.
Patanti pitaro hyesham. Lupta pindoda kriyaha.
Patanti pitaro hyesham. Lupta pindoda kriyaha. Patanti pitaro hyesham. Lupta pindoda kriyaha.
Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
Sankaro narakayaiva. Kulagnanam kulasya cha.
Sankaro narakayaiva. Kulagranam kulasya Sankaro narakayaiva Kulagranam kulasya.
Good. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bagini.
Yes, ma'am.
Patanti pitaro hesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha.
Patanti pitaro hesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha. Patanti pitaro hesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha.
Good. Next.
Sri Lakshmi HR Bagini.
Yes, madam.
Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanan kulasya cha patanti pitaro hesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha.
Sankaro narakayaiv kulagnaanakulasya cha patanti pitaro hyesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha. Should I say it again, sir?
Oh, it's very good. I think once is sufficient. We'll ask somebody else to chant. Next.
Banu Rekha Bagini.
Chant the two lines together.
Yes. Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnaankulasya cha patanti pitaro hyesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha.
Good. One more person.
Vijay Lakshmi R Bagini.
Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnaankulasya cha patanti pitaro hyesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha.
Good. I think all of you chanted very well. I'll take the meaning of the Shloka in the next couple of minutes. So now, what is he was talking about Varna Sankara, that is mixing of the Varnas. All marriages are getting mixed up from across the Varnas. So what is happening is the Kulagnana, the destruction of the families, destruction of the clans, as well as the family and the clan, and the Varna Sankara, all these kinds of mix up, whatever is happening, and Adharma that is all coming up, it's all going to put not only the people who are doing this kind of destruction of the kulas, but the entire kula itself into Narakam. So all these things are going to put the people who are responsible for doing such kind of an act by killing one another, and also because the dharma cannot be sustained as nobody, dharmis are not there, even the clan is all going to only hell. Then he is also thinking of the another thing. Patanti pitaro hesham lupta pinda udaga kriyaha. See, in our Hindu culture, we are all very strong believers that 3 generations of forefathers that we have, by doing a Amavasya Tarpana or Shraddha, where we do a Pinda Udaga Kriya. Pindam is the ball of rice, Udagam is water, and the Kriya is the karma that we do. Look, when we don't do the Pinda Udaga Kriya, that is, when people are all there, all the men folks are killed, then the 3 generations of departed Pitrus, they will not be able to get on the Amavasya day and kind of Tarpana, or on the Devasham or the Shraddha day, they will not be able to get Pinda and other Kriyas. So what happens is that they will also be hanging around in the in some form that they are not able to get themselves into the next level of things what they were supposed to do. We'll discuss about all these things in the future chapters as to what all things happen in terms of soul and other things. But what happens is that the responsibility for 3 generations of elders lies with the current generation. That is, if the person does not have a father, then father, grandfather, great-grandfather, they do on a monthly basis Tarpana and different kinds of karmas that they do at the time of Shraddha. And then Punya, Uttarayana Punya Kali, 2 days back, many of the people would have done some Tarpana. So all these kinds of things are primarily take care of for Pitrus. But if everybody is going to get destroyed, the 3 generations of departed souls, they will not be able to get any kind of salvation, which are supposed to be taken care by their progenies. So he is having one more adrishta problem he is seeing, that these Pitrus will also be suffering. Not only that people are going to suffer, even our Pitrus who departed some time back and who are nowhere responsible for this war, they also will be suffering because nobody will be offering them the Pinda Udaga Kriyaha. So this is Sankara, this Adharma, when it falls, all the dharmis are going to go away, then all these things are going to happen. This is what is making Arjuna feel extremely worried, sorrowful, and this is the grief of Arjuna. So I think it's time now, we'll close here. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti 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 Om Yadaksharapada Prashtam Matra Hinam Tayat Bhaved Tatsarvam Shambhyatam Deva Narayana Namostute Visarga Bindu Matrani Padapadaksharaani Cha Nyunani Chatirikhtani Samaspa Purushottama Anyata Sharanam Nasti Tvameva Sharanam Mama Tasmat Karunya Bhavena Raksha Raksha Janardana Raksha Raksha Janardana Raksha Raksha Janardana Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Sir, what is the meaning of bir?
Huh?
Bir in some,